BETT, bass fishing at its best. Is proudly brought to you by Sniper Boats, where performance and value meet. The morning's fishing of the fourth leg of the Gauteng Trail has had many anglers worried. Apart from a few, most teams have struggled to find their first keeper, let alone 5 fish. This is nothing like pre-fishing. Bronkhorspruit Dam is living up to her reputation and is not producing an easy weekend fish. After struggling some 2 hours to find their first fish, we join Team Midas, who are on the move in a desperate search for the 4 fish they are short.
Well, I think we're going to try and find some cleaner water. The river has definitely come down and it's a lot more dirtier and a lot more current. So I think it's time to get over here. Maybe they'll come on later, but I think we would have had a bit more action, and I think we would have seen a bit more action from the guys all around.
Yeah, without a doubt. No, he's not a big keeper. I think he's a keeper.
Yeah, it's a keeper. This stage of the game. I've been joking about small fish in the dam, eh? That's a start, right? Let's get 5 and then we worry, eh?
Yeah, sure.
A lot of small fish in here, but I'm hoping something big will start there.
Yeah.
It's a tiny little guy. Slightly bigger one. Gave him a bit more time.
That's
to get
definitely
it
a bit better. Yeah, that's definitely going to cover that.
What do you think?
Maybe just move, maybe even a little bit further, so we can work it a bit further back.
Hope for a bigger one sitting back, eh?
Hopefully. Oh, this actually does feel like a better one.
Oh, yeah. Get an net on that one.
Just I tell you, a bit like a tiny fish, I'm telling you. Slightly better.
Slightly better one, that's
I don't want to take a chance on you.
Well done.
Bronchies, it can be a dam where you're culling 10 grams at a time, I'm telling you. 5 grams and 10 grams.
It's actually going to be a tedious job now, eh?
To try and sort out that little one.
The McChrystal Insurance Tournament conditions. Weather conditions. All seasons in one day. Air temperature, 15 to 30 degrees Celsius. Water temperature, 21 to 25 degrees Celsius. Water conditions. Generally stained with darker brown, fast-flowing water in the river. Average depth of catches, 5 feet. With the cold front having moved in, the wind has picked up and the skies darkened. Currently 10th, father and son, Alan and Garth of Team Kenny Brokers, boasts a full 5-fish limit.
We've got our fish. We struggled until 9, and then between 9 and 11 we managed to get our 5. We've culled out a few times, but they're all small fish. But they definitely weren't here when we a hell of a lot more fish were here when we pre-fished. The front has come in. There's a horrible wind that's making it very uncomfortable, and this weed with the slime is just making it very difficult to fish finesse. So we got our 5 fish. We're going to go out and try and deeper water and try and see if we can catch some bigger fish, or 1 or 2. But from what I've heard, everybody's struggling, so I'm quite happy I got my 5. But I reckon we needed about 7 kgs to win this thing, or 7,5, something like that. I brought that right down to about 5,5 now. I'm not going to tell you what's been working today. Plastics up in the shallows, but right in the shallows, right in the thickest stuff you can find. And we actually located the pattern by watching some float tube bass fishermen on the side. And we're fishing behind them and not catching a bloody thing. And these guys were smashing 1 kg, 1,2, 1,5. And eventually I asked them, and they told me that you just got to let the fluke sit. And we did that, and we started catching fish. So it was very nice of them to let me in the area and tell me what they were catching on. So that's why I got my fish. But I didn't catch all my fish on them. We tried out in the deeper water for about 20 minutes. I'm just not comfortable. I need to get back into the thick stuff again. So when I go and Texas heavy into this stuff here, I found some good fish up pre-fishing, so let's see if they're still here. This morning there was a boat that was coming past here, but hopefully he didn't find them. So hopefully they're still here, because there's nobody been on this bank for about an hour and a half. So let's see what we can do. Gee, that was embarrassing. Right in about a foot of water again. So as soon as we go shallow, we found the fish. What I tried to work out this morning is to do something different. Because after an hour and a half of 2 hours watching everybody doing exactly what I'm doing up in the grass and not catching a fish, you either have to go to deeper water or to shallow water. We found them with the help of those float tuber people right in the shallow water. So to do the same thing over and over and over and over again to try and get a different result didn't work for us. So we have to keep mixing it up until we can work out where the fish were.
Fishing the front garden of a bronkhorspruit holiday home, Mark and Jacques of Team Ducket.
We got 2 fish in the boat, 2 keepers. The first one we got early this morning, just to the right of the launch on top water, on the laser lure top water, new product from the States. And the second fish we got at the dam wall on black and red flag brush hog in about 19 foot of water. We've come back to the launch area and we're fishing the 5 to 6 foot of water here in amongst the timber and the rocks. And we're getting most of the pickup also on brush hog. Fishing medium heavy, 7'3" ducket rods, which obviously gives you the extra sensitivity on the light rig. We hope to get a couple more here soon. Should we go hit the river, eh? What do you skim, eh? Okay, let's go. It's overcast now, so we're going to change from the DD22 Sexy Shad laser lure crankbait to top water crankbait. Laser lure crankbait, that's the one that we caught the fish on this morning. We had 2 other takes on it, so it looks like it's going to rain and there's cloud cover, so even though it's middle of the day, we're going to persist with the top water and see if we can get another strike. Okay, we're going to put a shot in here on that ramp. This time of the day could normally be some fish holding that solid structure.
Currently 31st and fishing the stained water of the smaller river channel, Henko and Pierre of Team Zambezi Angling.
Fishing's quite tough at this stage. We've been finding that the bass are underneath this matted grass. So it's actually instead of covering water, and if you're lucky, like we've been so far, you get some better fish. So trying to upgrade one more, and then we'll be sitting with quite a nice bag. So we're sitting at about 3.8 at this stage. If we can get until about 4.5, we'll be happy. So fishing for that at this stage. So
if this, I said to him, but luckily, because we did very bad at R.A.W, and this, you know, I was stressed out about this tournament because the cold front that came in, I didn't come and practice. Okay, he practiced, but I was all stressed out because R.A.W, we obviously want to throw away the end of the season, so we can't afford, you know, to do bad again. Not now, but luckily so far we're sitting on 3.8 so far, and I think we're like 3 kgs away from top 15. And because obviously we want to qualify for the championship at the end of the season. Let go.
definitely in the backwater.
It is driven by Imperial Toyota, your lifestyle dealer.